Hello and welcome to the last episode of the Mother Gaia Birthy pod for 2024. I personally can't believe I've got this far. This is officially episode 15. I set out to do this podcast in June with the foresight of doing, I'll do 6. If I can hit 12, I'll be super happy. I've hit 14. I've still got ones that are recorded to edit for the new year, and I've still got people booked in to interview, and I am absolutely over the moon, ecstatically happy about it. I can't believe the amount of people who love listening to it, the amount of people who wanted to be guests and who have shared. So for 2024, for Christmas, this is my special episode, and I want to say thank you so much to everyone who has listened, everyone who's been a guest, whether that be some of the wonderful mums who have shared their story, whether that be the bad, the good, the ugly, the in-between, and to all of the people who have come on and shared everything from hypnobirthing stories to yoga to EDMR and everything else in between. I have learned so much just talking to you guys, and long may it continue well into 2025. Off the back of that, I have made a few adjustments to how I offer my services and what I offer and how I bring things to people. I've since done some trauma-informed care work, and I am now doing and offering antenatal classes. They will be starting in January. There will be online courses and there are in-person courses at Crabtree Hall, where I'm based up near Northallerton in North Yorkshire. So if you'd like to find out about my antenatal classes that are running next year, please feel free to DM me in any of my social medias, or you can email me, katy@mother-gaia.co.uk, and I will send you all the information so you can find out how to book yourself on. In the meantime, this special episode, I have got some funny anecdotes, background things. I've got an absolutely amazing story, and you guys, my listeners, people who follow me on social media, I asked you if you wanted to hear it, and you will get to hear the clips from the most weirdest thing that has happened to me in my job so far this year. In the meantime, I'd like to tell you a little bit about a few different random stories and just over the years, some of the things that have happened to me as a therapist, as a doula. I hope you enjoy these stories and that they bring you a little bit of a giggle over the Christmas break. As you can tell, I'm quite light-hearted. I like to say daft things just to keep everybody sort of happy and comfortable and what have you. It is kind of my go-to escape mechanism. And it's worked really well for me. It's why I don't take too many things too seriously. So there is a bit of a shady side to being a therapist / doula. And some of those things, let's say, you wouldn't, no one really talks about it. And I have over the years, even before I was a doula, when I was a therapist and things, I've been the go-to for a lot of other therapists who come to me and go, this has happened, oh my God. And I go, yeah, it's perfect. Like it's normal. It means your marketing's working. Take it as a hit and move on. And you're going to go, what is she talking about? So if I say that in the last few weeks alone, I have had, unfortunately, men messaging me, one of them called Ben Dover. I mean, I'll let you guess that that's not a real name, hence why I'm saying it. Shortly followed by a guy called Neil Down. I mean, come on, lads. If you really, really want something, don't be calling yourself that as your alias online. It just absolutely baffles me, as well as makes me laugh. So, I don't particularly mind, but I know there's therapists out there who go, What? Why? No, please stop. The amount of times, honestly, even just this past year, where I've been asked, do you do extras? Do you do happy endings? Do you do hand relief? And it's like, good Lord, really? Have you any idea? Why are you asking a feminist, women's rights activist who specialises in antenatal therapies, who works in the same building as a nursery? Are you insane? Do you research before you ask people these questions? I've been asked over the course of the years, how naked can I be? How naked will you be? Is anybody naked during this? And why not? I mean, come on now, really? I know there are services out there, but we're not advertising out themselves as being a blooming, doula. Which leads me on to, and I've spent the last few weeks working out how I'm going to tell you guys this story. Because I am going to tell you this story, and it is really quite funny. And I've gone over some of the moral implications of it and things like that. And I've even put it out there to some of you guys who's listening about whether it was morally right or not. And we've come to the decision, and I'm blaming the listeners. I'm taking no responsibility for this because all of you, everyone I asked, every single person I asked, came back to me and said, yes, absolutely, we want to hear the story, and yes, we want to hear clips of it. So here you are, guys. Happy Christmas. I hope you enjoy. So, my little story that I'm going to try not to laugh through because you won't understand a word that I'm saying. I have pulled up the original thing. So if it sounds like I'm reading, it's because I am reading. So I got a message not so long ago, just a very easy, hi Katy. Is that fair enough? Hi, how can I help? I've got, oh, you are responding. I then instantly get a picture, which obviously you don't always get to see what the picture is before you open it. So my alarm bells are already going. Thankfully, it's just a completely random picture of a pregnant woman. Now, you're going to ask me if I tried reverse searching it. I have. It's just not there. It's been pulled from something, but not anything that's accessible. Anyway, back to the point. So this is my lovely wife. Cracking. Lovely. We've accidentally found you, but maybe you, at the best moment ever. We wanted more birthing information. My wife and I are quite different, and there is no midwife. Like, okay, fine, that's a problem. What's going out? Like, where are you based? What kind of information are you after? And then he starts very quickly going, my wife is having pains. She seems to be in labour. We need some advice. I've then gone on to say, right, okay, well, what other support have you got? Because at this point we've realised this guy's from, he said vaguely Europe, so I'm not really 100% sure where. But it's clear that he's not in the UK. I've kind of said, like, what is your support there? You can't have got to this far along and have not had any support at all. Who are you clinging? Who are you coming from? And he said, it was our choice not to have any support, but now we don't know what we're doing and she's gone into labour. Please, can you help us? Well, at this point, I've sat back and gone, this is BS. Like, utter BS. Let's just see where we get with this, okay? So I've sent a message saying, would it be easier if we voice messaged? Because it's taken quite a while for you to type these messages out. And if English isn't your first language, typing it's not going to be very easy. Because at this point, I'm thinking, I'll catch you out here. Because if you've got a wife who's gone into labour, I'll be able to hear her and I'll be able to work out whether this conversation is real or not. So he messages me. And I am not lying when I tell you that the background to these messages was so silent you'd have thought he was in a recording booth. There was no background noise, there was no wind, there was no lady having deep breaths in the background at all whatsoever. Even here, I have to edit my podcasts because sometimes there's a big gust of wind and it rattles the windows, or the children from the nursery are walking about and playing and doing what children do, which is being loud outside, and I have to cut bits out. You cannot possibly record any kind of voice thing with complete silence in the background, and you absolutely can't do that when you've got someone who's birthing. And then I've gone, I'm in one of those moods today. I'm in one of those moods when I'm going to see how far I can push this. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but I was feeling a bit cheeky. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not kidding you that when I say that, I was getting explained to me how this lady had gone from being perfectly okay to having pains to be in full-blown labour and crowning within the space of about 10 minutes. I mean, my God, the quickest birth ever, let me say. It gets better when I tell you. I'm sorry, I can't help this. When I tell you that this guy, when I said to him, could you put your wife on so that I can hear her contractions, like time of contractions, see what she's saying, see how she feels. Oh, God. I'm not kidding you when I tell you. He voice messages me and it's him putting on a high-pitched squeaky voice. This is the bit that I've thought of for quite some time as to whether I'm going to let you listen to this. But again, I'm taking absolutely no responsibility for it, and when I asked, you all said yes, I want to listen to it. So here it is. This is the recording of the guy who, after I said, what sort of support do you have in place and is there someone coming and someone to help? This was his answer.
So, yes, we just called her sister. She's coming and bring us to the hospital if the baby is born. But she will be here in approximately 30 minutes. So he said like towels or something.
And then this is the wife apparently crowning, I suppose. Oh, you've got to hear this.
Katy, it's so low. I can't hold it anymore. Katy, I can't.
I mean, what in the world of cheese and crackers? I can't. I mean, I've got an inbox full of these, and I just it cheers me up no end. I just can't. So, on that beautiful note, that long anticipated, really got to listen to those. I hope you found that this was funny and lighthearted and just a little bit of some of the things that us therapists and doulas have kind of got to put up with in the background, as well as doing all of our serious work. And to all the therapists and doulas out there, honestly, don't take it to heart. Like, I've now got a sixth sense about it. If I'm not in the mood to, well, basically lead people on and just take the mic, I just end the conversation straight away. You've got to see the funny side of it, otherwise you send yourself absolutely crackers. And there's just it. there are just too many people out there who are not on our wavelength, and you don't need to be doing anything with them other than just deleting the conversation. On that happy, beautiful Christmassy note, I wish you all a really, really cracking Christmas and an amazing New Year. I really do appreciate you all supporting me, and the messages that I'm getting saying this podcast is wonderful, please keep going. And again, to all the guests and all my listeners out there, have a wonderful Christmas. I will be back on the 10th of January, so I'm taking a couple of weeks off now, mainly because Christmas, New Year, etc, etc. However, at the beginning of January, I will be turning the great big 4-0. So it is my birthday at the beginning of January, and my gift to myself was not to record an extra podcast episode that week, so that I could truly take some time off, be with family, be with friends, celebrate, and really just kick off 2025 with a great big bang. So have a good one. See you in January. Much love to you all.